What's up, guys? So now the NBA All-Star ratings are in, and it is a complete disaster for the NBA. All-time low in ratings. And I've told you from the beginning, all this race baiting, all this black and white sports, all this political nonsense, all this bullshit, all this political rhetoric is driving fans away. It is pushing fans away. It is making the NBA impossible to watch. The NBA Finals has hit an all-time low. The NFL lowest since 1969. Major League Baseball World Series all-time low. All-Star for Major League Baseball all-time low. People don't want to watch that crap anymore because every single minute, every single second, they're shoving down leftist ideas down your throat. Defund the police. The military is bad. Don't stand for the national anthem. All this bull crap. Men and women, young men and women overseas fighting and dying for our freedoms, to keep us safe at home, to keep us protected so we could sleep at night. So we could sleep well at night, knowing that we're safe in this country. And we're out here, burning the American flag, burning down American cities. The Black Lives Matter movement, Antifa, going out there rioting and looting. And they're saying, oh, the NBA, they're pushing out the narrative, black people are hunted by cops. Black people are hunted by cops in the street. Defund the police. Fight for equality, social equality, injustice, stuff like that. But facts are, more white people are killed than blacks every single year. Every single year. And about 90% of black murders are committed by other black people. And, the black community, they make up about 12% of the population, but they account for over 50% of the murders in America. And if you're more involved in violent crimes and murders, there's going to be a higher chance of you being arrested or even shot and killed. So that's common sense. There's always a reasoning behind it. And when you tune in, to, the NFL Super Bowl, it's always pushing this leftist agenda. They're using sports as a platform to push their ideals at this point. And people are starting to tune out. And it's showing me that there are still people in this country that still have common sense, that are still fighting for the right thing. Because in 2020, there are more minorities, people of color, that actually supported Donald Trump. The amount of people, minorities, that supported Donald Trump actually doubled. And people tuning out of these games, these NBA fucking National Bitch Association, pushing this anti-white bull crap, this anti-white propaganda bullshit down our throats. Super rich and privileged, spoiled brats like LeBron James, out here, they're making millions and millions from China, communist money. So every single time you ask them about China, they have nothing to say. They would shut up and dribble. When you talk about China, or when you talk about the black community killing each other, they would shut up and dribble because it doesn't go, along with their narrative. These people don't care about black people. These people don't care about social justice. These people don't care. They make millions off of slaves. They don't care about people. They just want their pockets filled. They just want to push out this racist agenda. And this is why people have been tuning out of the NBA. And the crazy thing is, they're out here, they're talking about, oh, we need to fight for equality. We have to fight for, against racism and stuff like that. But they want, the NBA, the NFL, teams to actually hire black coaches, to hire people based on their color, their skin color, and not on their skills, not on their talent, not on their credentials. As an owner of a team, your job, your first priority is for your team to win championships and win as much as possible. That is your job as an owner. Your job is to make sure that your team wins as much as possible. So your job is to try to hire the right people for the right job. So that's why most athletes are African American and not Asians. Because African Americans, they are more athletic in general. They are more athletic and they are better at basketball, football, and those type of sports. And in the Olympics, you have table tennis, you have badminton, you have diving, you have archery that are dominated by the Chinese and the South Koreans. Because that's what they're good at. It has nothing to do with skin color. It has all to do with the talent and the skills. But now they're like, oh, we want you to hire black coaches. There are too many white coaches. You have to hire black coaches. So you want these teams to hire people just based on their skin color and not on their skills, not on their talents, not on their credentials. They're not, winning is not their first priority. Race baiting, black and white politics. They're bringing in politics again in sports where it does not belong. Your job is to help the team win. Your job is not to be a politician. They're race baiting. They're bringing in, color, when it's a subject that has nothing to do with race, nothing to do with color. Like Tom Brady. He won the Super Bowl, right? And they're saying, oh, he's racist because he beat Patrick Mahomes. He's racist for winning. Because he's white? Like, what the fuck? Like, it has nothing to do with winning. Race, color. If he's the better player, if he's the better team, if the better team will win. And, the social justice, warriors, the social justice weirdos, after like Tom Brady won his fucking Super Bowl, his 7th Super Bowl, cementing himself as the greatest football player of all time, the GOAT. And, these social justice warriors, they are going nuts. They are crying. They are going crazy on social media. They're all salty. It's hilarious. I mean, yeah, I was like, I'm never going to watch sports again. But I had to watch Tom Brady destroy Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs to make you liberals cry. That's why I watched the Super Bowl this year. At the age of 43, going to a team that has not made the playoffs in 13 years, and he won the Super Bowl in his first year with them. That's Tom Brady. All these people, they're like, oh, he's racist because he's white, because he's a white straight male. He's racist. It's fucking ridiculous. I mean, these Democrats, man, I'm telling you, wokeness, wokeness is a disease. It's a mental illness. These guys, they need, these athletes, they need to be checked into a hospital ASAP. because they're out here, they're pushing this narrative as if like black people are being hunted in the street by police officers, they're getting chased down and slavery still exists. It's fucking ridiculous. I don't understand these people anymore. That's why nobody is watching sports anymore. Nobody's watching sports. And Kobe Covington, after beating Tyron Woodley, he basically called out all the woke athletes, all the spoiled brats from the NBA and the NFL, all these Hollywood elites, all these super rich spoiled brats, for being a bunch of fucking bitches and cowards and hypocrites, calling out guys like Le Beijing, Le China, calling him out for being a bitch. And then he basically responded, oh, they could all talk the talk, but when they meet me in the octagon or in the cage in the ring, they shit their pants. So he's basically saying, I'm a fighter and stuff like that. Bro, you're a fucking dumbass if you think that LeBron James would last 10 seconds in the UFC octagon. You're a fucking idiot. If LeBron James was an actual man, if LeBron James was a fighter and not the beta bitch that he is, he would have knocked out Delonte West's teeth by now. Delonte West, his teammate, LeBron James' teammate, had an affair with his mom. And he did nothing about it. He went crying. This bitch cried his way to Miami when that happened. He's a fucking beta bitch. And Delonte West, right now, he's homeless he's homeless. And he basically, a couple months ago, he basically got his ass beat at a highway by this random average Joe. So LeBron James, he's not a fighter. LeBron James, if he went into the octagon, one smack, and his fucking hairline would flop its way all the back. One smack, and LeBron James' hairline would flop its way back to China where it's made. Like, you guys are out here, it's fucking ridiculous, man. And that soccer player, what's his name? Zoltan Ibrahimovic, something like that. I can't pronounce his name. I don't want to butcher it, but he basically called out LeBron James. He basically said, shut the fuck up and dribble. Shut the fuck up. Do what you're good at. Stop, talking about politics. Do what you're good at. You're a great athlete. You're a great basketball player. Go out and play basketball and shut the fuck up. That's basically what he said. And LeBron James is like, I can never just stick to basketball. I need to speak up, for what's right. That's what he basically said. And Kobe Covington, he's like, you never spoke out against about China and Hong Kong. You never spoke out about, the concentration camps, the slave labor over there. Because you're a sellout bitch. You're a fucking slime ball. You're a piece of shit. You're a hypocrite. That's what you are. That's why I'm telling y'all, like, keep your own political ideas to yourself as an athlete. Your job is to unite people and bring people together. And you're bringing in all this politics, all this race baiting, that is going to cause more division. It's crazy, man. So, yeah. Yeah, that's basically what I want to say, man. Like, you look at, the NBA ratings, they have, for the All-Stars, it was on 2 channels. And it was during a pandemic. So people are at home with nothing to do on a weekend. So, of course, there's going to be more people tuning in at home because they have nothing to do. And they basically combined the dunk contest, the 3-point challenge, the skills challenge, and the all-star game on one day. So they would get, all the views in one day. But they still hit the all-time record low, under 6 million. And in 1993, when Michael Jordan was still playing in that All-Star game, it was like 30-something million. LeBron James is destroying the NBA. He is single-handedly destroying the NBA, and I am enjoying it, man. He is single-handedly destroying the NBA. Same thing with the NFL and Major League Baseball. They're bringing in this woke bullshit and is destroying pro sports. It is destroying pro sports. And the same thing is happening with Hollywood. That's what I said. That's what I'm saying, man. It's going to affect, the future athletes, the future Hollywood stars, because nobody is tuning into the NBA. Nobody's tuning into woke sports. So they're going to lose money. So they're not going to be able to pay these new athletes or these new actors. And while, the NBA rating, the NFL rating is going down, the UFC ratings are going up because they're not bringing in this woke bullshit. Like UFC President Dana White said, if I'm going to allow, politics in sports, if I'm going to allow like one side to speak, I'm going to definitely allow the other side to speak as well. If I'm going to allow one side to speak, I'm going to definitely have to allow the other side to speak as well. And that's freedom of speech. That's why you have guys like Kobe Covington, Jorge Masvidal, Henry Cejudo, voicing their support for Donald Trump, for President Trump. And then you have guys like Tyron Woodley, who are for Black Lives Matter. If you're going to allow one side to speak, you have to allow the other side to speak as well. And Donald Trump and Dana White, they're good friends. But he's not going to shove down, radical right ideas, pummeling it down into the viewers' heads. That's not what we're about. We are a business. Business is business and politics is politics. And you have to know how to separate those two. And when you don't know how to separate those two, shit like this happens. Shit like this happens. And the viewerships, the ratings are actually inflated. The TV ratings are inflated because there are more people at home with nothing to do. So they're just watching the games. If there wasn't a pandemic, these ratings would be even worse for LaChina James and the Woke National Bitch Association. All across the board, NASCAR, NBA, NFL, all across the board, they're suffering because people like LaBitch James, it's fucking ridiculous, man. Shame on you. Shame on you. Fucking ridiculous.